Hello everyone, welcome back to Bridgemaster. I thought I would, at least do a couple videos of this. We'll see if I have the patience to get through a billion of them. I'm not going to do more beginner and intermediate hands. I think I'm going to move on to the advanced ones. I think these are a decent skill level for me, where, they're not so laughably easy, but also, like, if I get a beginner or intermediate hand wrong one, it's kind of embarrassing. An advanced one I could get right, I could get wrong, and at least I can understand why I got it right or wrong. I definitely remember some world class ones where when I finally looked at the answer, I still didn't understand it. Um, I will say this hand I opened up before I started the video, and while I haven't done Bridgemaster for at least 5 years, some of these hands left scars deep enough that I remember them. And this A-1 is one of them. I've seen this enough times that I'm like, I remember the answer to this puzzle. Uh, Hopefully there won't be too many of those. But let's try to explain how to get there, and then see if Fred agrees with me. Oh, I should have looked up who wrote Bridgemaster. Who wrote? Was it actually Fred Gittleman? Not the book. Software. Fred Gittleman. Yeah. Okay. Um, so we have to take 12 tricks. We have 5 spades, and a heart is 6. 2 clubs is 8. 2 diamonds is 10. So we need 2 diamond ruffs, or like 1 ruff and then one of them to be a winner or something. Um, and and then we'll be there. Now, the natural thing to do is say, okay, well, win this ace, obviously. And then we're going to want to throw away this heart on a club. So we cash the ace of clubs. And we play a diamond to the king. And we throw a heart on a club. And so far, this is all correct. This is natural and also, it's like obvious, natural, and correct. The next obvious thing to do is to play a diamond to the ace and then ruff a diamond. I mean, frankly, if a diamond to the ace holds, we just take all the tricks. Cross ruff high, right? But we don't need to take all the tricks. We can afford to lose one. And the lesson of this hand is, what if diamonds are 5-1? If you let the ace get ruffed and then they draw trump, you'll have lost 1 diamond already, and you'll only have 2 trumps left for your 3 diamonds. So you have to lose 1 more diamond. So what you actually should do is just give up a diamond right now. Now, when they lead spades, you can ruff the 2 little ones, and the ace will still be a winner when it comes back to you. You need the spades not to split too badly for that to happen. I think they have to be 3-2, right? Yeah. But by hanging on to the ace of diamonds until such time as the opponents are all out of trump, you can save it from being ruffed. And if the diamonds turn out not to be 5-1, then you don't have to rely on spades breaking. Yeah, contract made. So what does Fred have to say about this? West leads the king of hearts. You win. You throw the heart on the clubs. Your only losers are in diamonds. If they're 3-3 or 4-2, you can easily take all the tricks, indeed. As I mentioned, cash all this stuff and cross ruff high. But you only need 12, so think about what to do if the diamonds are 5-1. This line will fail if West ruffs the ace of diamonds, as I mentioned, indeed, and then returns a trump. 3 diamond, duck the second diamond. It's such a surprising play that Fred put an exclamation point on it. Thanks for making me feel better for the fact that I got this wrong multiple times in my youth. And indeed, yeah, if he doesn't return a spade, we just cross ruff high. So, East returns a spade. And now you can ruff a diamond, ruff back, ruff a diamond, ruff back. So if the spades weren't 3-2, we'd be dead now, but that's fine. Yeah, you can't afford to draw even a single round of trump. It hadn't even occurred to me to do that. But yes, we want a cross ruff. Don't draw any trumps. Okay, next deal. So I think we'll just do these in order until I get tired of advanced and like maybe I try a harder one or I end the video. I don't know. 6 no trump. Oh, I think I remember this one too. I'm telling you, these like advanced level ones were right at the skill level I was at, and frankly still am. Like I could do the expert ones sometimes, and the world class ones occasionally. But like I went through these enough times that the lessons actually did get hammered in, and looking at it like it's not like I remember the exact hand or anything, but you look at these cards and the deal is so focused on a specific thing that as long as you're thinking about that thing, like you kind of have to think about it. And you're like, oh yeah, I remember the trick here. So there's a detail or two still to be worked out, but I think I have the basic idea. So 12 tricks we must take. Opponent's bidding is not interesting. We have 3 spades, 2 hearts. That's 5. 2 diamonds. That's 7. So we need 5 clubs. Or, I mean, we could try something wacky and play on hearts and hope those are 3-3, but clubs are obviously way more promising. We have 6 clubs, and we only need to win 5 of them, right? So we can afford to lose one. And so a thing you might say is, oh, this is so easy to lose only 1 club, right? If the suit is 3-2, we can just play ace, king, queen. If it's 4-1, we can play like the ace, and then, oh well, we might lose 1. If West has 4, we can like finesse the 10. If East has 4, well, we'll lose 1, no big deal. But what if the suit is 5-0? Well, again, if West has 5, you can play the ace, and then lead up to the 10 or the 8 or whatever, finessing him, and then still lose 1, but in the end get 5 club tricks. So the only way you are in any danger of going down is what if East has all 5 clubs? Then if you play the ace of clubs, you'll be in real trouble. He'll have 2 stoppers and there's nothing you can do. So what you have to do is kind of, I don't know, surprising if you're a new player or haven't seen this deal 7 times before in your life, is you lead a club from the north hand and duck. In this way, if East has all 5 clubs, your 6 would be a winner, or else he would have to part with the 9 or the jack to force a bigger card, and then you would lose only 1. And if this loses to the jack, even if it's the singleton jack, I don't care. The suit wasn't 5-1, so now we can cash all the rest of the clubs, and we're fine. They're giving me a layout where it turns out I could have made 7. But I don't need to make 7. I only need to make 6. And running that club from dummy is the way to guarantee that. And we do have enough entries to untangle no matter what happens, so that's not a concern. So let's see how Fred frames it, please. Yeah. Club suit plays for 6. You have 13 winners. But you can afford to lose a club trick, so try to guarantee taking 5. Yes, you can do that. Drain the diamond lead, cross to north, and run the 6. When East has all 5 clubs, then you're still losing 1, but that's fine. Or he could have split the 9, but as I and Fred point out, that doesn't actually help. You unblock, cross over again, and we still have enough entries to cash these, conceding 1, get back, and cash the rest. And he says, oh, what if East discards? Like West has all 5. Well, in that case, we go up with the ace and finesse West. I believe I mentioned this. And then we still have to lose 1 to West, but that's life. And we lost an unnecessary trick, but... Oh, that's a good point. Leading the 10 would also work. If East is out, then we can fly with the ace and lead up. And if East isn't out, running the 10 works just as well. Fair enough. It's less obvious, but sure. Does it work? Does leading the 10 work a little bit better in the case of... Isn't that a little... Well, no. Leading the 10 gets you an extra overtrick when West has the stiff 9. But leading the 6 gets you an extra overtrick when East has the stiff Jack. So I think it does even out. Maybe. All right, next deal, please. A3. 6 hearts, opponent silent. This one doesn't look immediately familiar. Good news. Although I think I do see the point, right? We need to win a bunch of clubs, and we don't have that many entries to them. The natural thing to do is to like draw trump, play ace king of clubs, ruff a club, and then the 4-3-2 will all be winners, right? Or the 5-4-3 or whatever, assuming the clubs split. But what if they don't split? What if they're 4-1? Is that survivable? I think so. Wait, is it? I mean, it must be, right? So how many clubs do I need to win? I need to pitch 3 of these diamonds if I'm losing a club, which I plan to. But I need to win... I think I know the right play, but I can't articulate why it's right. So I need to keep working on that. What I think I want to do is win this, draw trump, and then duck a club. What happens if clubs are 4-1? Is that good enough? After ducking a club, I can cash ace king, pitching 1 diamond. I ducked the 2, ace king, ruff the 3, and then cash 5-4, pitching the other 2 diamonds. Yeah, that works. The issue is that you're short of entries to be able to afford to play ace king and then ruff. You only have 1 dummy entry. So you have to duck to maintain a club entry. They return a spade, which you have to win with the ace, so that the queen is still an entry. Now that the clubs are splitting 4-1, you pitch a diamond, you ruff, and you cross back over, and these clubs are winners. If you had unlimited entries to the north hand, you could afford to play ace-king ruff. And then if you need to get back there, you could cross over again, ruff another one, or lose another, or whatever. But since you only have 1 side suit entry, in case of the 4-1 break, you need to make sure you can win. You can use South's second club to lead clubs as well. So how does Fred explain it? The only losers in the diamond suit. If you can set up clubs, you can easily make it. You can succeed even if they're 4-1 if you're careful. Win the heart lead and draw a trump. Yep. Duck a club so that if they win a spade, you have to win in hand. Indeed. Now you can play clubs. If they're 4-1, you can afford to ruff. And then you have 3 clubs to pitch all the... Oh, that's a slightly cleaner way of doing it, right? Is to cash the king, and then when you see they're not splitting, you ruff 1. And then you can play 3 clubs in a row, pitching 3 diamonds. It doesn't make a difference mechanically, right? But I pitched 1 diamond, then ruffed, then pitched 2 more. It's a little fancier to just pitch all 3 at once, I think. Next up, A4. Like paper. A4 paper. What do we do here? This is a study in trump control. We have to make 4 spades. Don't we just cash the ace and then never lead trump again? You can't survive spades being 5-0 anyway, because you're having to ruff a heart. And if they're 4-1, then you don't want to lead any spades other than the ace. Yeah, this is easy. We ruff this, cash the ace. They both follow. So if we wanted to be greedy and try to make an over trick, we could lead a spade here. If they both follow suit, then they'll have won 1 spade trick, and they'll be owed 1 more eventually, for 2 tricks total. However, we want to make our 4 spades. So I can afford to lose all 3 of the outstanding trump. I don't need to draw them. Just play other stuff. The danger is, what if all 3 trump are in the same hand? If I now lead a spade, they'll win, draw all my trump, and cash 1,000 hearts. So instead, we just say, do whatever you want, man. You can ruff with all of your spades. Sure, tap me, I don't mind. And indeed, they were 4-1, so this play was necessary. Bridgemaster sets things up that way to reward you. I don't think we need to read Fred's description. I was perfectly clear. And if you disagree, well, you can log into PPO and read the solution for Bridgemaster level 3A4 all for yourself. Tricks. Opponent's silent. This one is less clear, isn't it? I have 2 dummy entries. God, this hand is familiar to me too. I must have played these level 3 A1s a lot of times. I don't remember the exact answer, but I think you're supposed to finesse spades. Because... well, wait, why would you... well, okay, right. Sure. Let's count our losers instead of our winners. We're definitely losing a diamond. We're definitely losing 2 hearts, right? At least. Maybe 3 if we can't find the 10. Or an honor or whatever. Which means we can't afford to lose any spades. So we need to finesse spades twice and find the king over here. To finesse spades twice, we need to use both of Dummy's club entries to finesse spades. Which means I can't afford to use any of them to lead hearts towards the Queen Jack 9. Therefore, I'm going to have to play hearts from the closed hand. From the south hand. I assume they're going to just continue diamonds and tap me here. Sure. So, we have to figure out how to play hearts. Should we lead the queen, hoping to smother somebody's 10? Or should we lead low, hoping to catch a singleton ace or king? If the suit is 2-2, your choice doesn't really matter. You're just going to lose the ace and the king. But if it's 3-1, you have to think about how you'll handle the singleton ace, the singleton king, and the singleton 10. Leading the queen, or jack, wins against singleton 10. Leading low wins against singleton king or singleton ace. All 3 of those are equally likely, so you should try to win against a singleton high honor by leading the 7 here. Or the 9 or 8, obviously. This forces the ace. Ruff comes back. Now we lead the queen. West has king 10. And this ruff forces me to use up the 9. And now I'm like out of trump. But fortunately I had just enough that I could draw all the trump. And take 2 spade finesses. Which, lucky me, succeed. Thanks, Bridgemaster. But it was our only hope to make the contract. There's a number of ways to describe this, like, How did I know the king of spades would be onside? Of course, in Bridgemaster, I knew it would be onside because, like, Bridgemaster promises if you find the best line, it'll work. In real life, you don't know the king of spades will be onside. And, however, you can't possibly succeed unless it is onside. So you should just assume that it is. It can be a fact. And if it's wrong, like, oh well, you were screwed anyway. So there's like some people call this wishful thinking, or playing to your outs is more like what a poker player would say, I think. But the idea is like figure out what you absolutely must have and just assume it's true, because if you don't have it, you're dead. And just work with that as if it's unquestionable. Or sometimes, as in some previous hands, we'll say, oh, we're totally dead we're totally fine unless X happens. Well, then you should say, all right, let's assume X is happening. What can I do about it? There's a little bit more danger in that case, that you might, like, in trying to handle the possibility that the bad thing is happening, you would fail in a situation where the bad thing isn't even happening, but you twisted your play around to try to deal with it. Anyway, this is, in Bridgemaster, when there's something you need to happen, it will happen. But you should play as if that's the case even when it's not guaranteed. A6, here we go. Okay, opponent's silent again. Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, it's not that I recognize this hand, it's just so obvious. It's like printed on the cards. So the issue here is we have a potential club loser and a potential diamond loser. We have to take 12 tricks. We can only lose one of them. We could take the club finesse, and if it wins, we're home. If it loses, well, we can still work on diamonds. And we would succeed like 75% of the time. Either the club is onside or we guess the diamonds correctly. However, there's a line that succeeds 100% of the time, and that's better. Which is to not take the club finesse. Instead, cash all of the side suit tricks and play ace of clubs and then a club. Whoever wins this has to lead something. They don't have any spades, so they can't lead those. If they lead a heart or a club, we can discard a diamond from one hand and rough in the other, and therefore we don't lose a diamond. And if they lead a diamond, then we can just play the jack, or 10 or whatever, and no matter who has the queen, we get 3 diamond tricks. Either the 10 holds, and then the ace and king are winners, or the 10 forces the queen, which forces the ace, and then the king and jack win. So this is a general example, a simple example of a general concept called an end play, or more specifically a throw-in, where you arrange for a defender to take the lead at a time when anything they could lead would be disastrous for them. In this case, we made it impossible for them to lead spades, and said, if you lead a heart or a club or a diamond, disaster will befall you. What does Fred have to say about this? How would he frame this? Yeah, it's secure unless East has the king of clubs and you misguess the diamond. Opening lead, yes, you can guarantee it. Oh, an elimination, that's another word for throw-in, true. Draw trump. Cash out the hearts so they don't have a heart exit. Cash the club and exit with the queen of clubs. Whoever wins the king is end played. A diamond return, yep, we find the queen for free. If they return anything else, we discard a diamond and rough, as described. Again, you have no diamond losers. Yep, next deal. So I kind of like these difficulty problems. So far, there haven't been any hard ones. I've felt reasonably smart explaining what's going on. Ooh. What the hell? I don't want to play this contract. How do I hit 9 tricks here? But they're not like so trivially boring that I like struggle to stay awake through them. Um, 9 points there and 8 points here. What are we doing in 3 spades? Yeah, okay, I mean, I guess. South's 1 spade is a little bold, but not crazy. Nine tricks. Well, assume we're taking 5 spades and 2 clubs. If spades are 4-0, that won't be true, but let's assume for now that they are 3-1 or better. That's already 7 tricks, so I guess 9 isn't that far away, right? We just have to ruff both clubs. So is the point of this just to like play ace and then ruff a club? I kind of thought these hearts would be interesting. They are. Wait, are they? Yes. Because if we play ace of king of clubs and ruff 2, we're not actually adding 2 tricks to our total. Right? We're scoring only 4 spades. This hand's spades will count as the long ones. 2 clubs and 2 ruffs is 8. If we could somehow ruff a club in the north hand, sure, that would be cool. But obviously that's impossible. And we can already, we can just ruff a diamond in the north hand at some point to get ourselves up to 8 tricks. 5 spades, 2 clubs, and a diamond ruff. So then the issue is going to be that we want to set up a heart trick. How do we accomplish such a feat? I mean, if we could find either defender with the ace and king, we could lead through them once. I guess that's the idea? I don't think we're in any hurry to ruff anything. Or if we found a defender with the stiff honor, I guess. So we cash the ace, or win the ace, I should say. No point ruffing anything, because even 2 club ruffs is just as good as 1 diamond ruff, which we're getting anyway. Play a spade. Wait, do I actually need more club ruffs than I thought? How am I... I think I kind of need spades 2-2 as well as all this good stuff. No, because I can ruff 1 diamond north, pitch 1 heart from south, so I just have to avoid losing 3 hearts. I have to get 1 heart winner. So I can afford to play ace of spades, king of spades now if I want. Okay, they're splitting. So let's just lose a diamond here, I think. I'd like to lead hearts from the north hand, I'm fairly sure. Because East is by far the most likely to have both ace and king, if either of them has both ace and king. He's also the only one who could possibly have the singleton ace or king. So lead this. It didn't work, but now we duck. Because if East has the doubleton ace, we're still fine. But he doesn't. I've failed. Okay, why was this wrong? Was I supposed to be able to rough everything and create a rough slough position here? I don't think so. I mean, it's showing me this layout as an example of one where I could have made the contract, but I didn't. Can we make the defense lead hearts for me? I don't think so. Like, even looking at all the east-west hands, what am I supposed to do to make here? I mean... After drawing trump... You could pitch a diamond instead of a heart? I don't know that that makes much sense. Rough club trick 2. Well, no. King of clubs, rough a club, I guess. No, rough first. Draw trump. King of clubs, rough a club. How many trumps do I have left in my hand at this point? Just one. But I guess maybe that's enough. Let's try this again. Ace. Rough. Okay. West didn't over rough, which tells me this is not a stupid play. If it were a stupid play, Gib would be, or Fred would be punishing me. So play ace and a spade. And I guess the point is, if it turns out that spades are 2-2, you have a little more leeway, right? I can pitch a diamond from south. It just feels very... I don't know. It doesn't feel right to pitch a diamond, but I guess it is. Because now I can make... Yeah. This spade is going to go to waste unless something good happens to me. And I can force something good to happen to me because, again, East can't lead anything here. A heart makes sure I lose only 2 hearts. Anything else, I can rough with the spade and pitch a heart. And I still lose only 2 hearts. Okay. So if spades had been 3-1, then I think I would have to play on hearts. Is that right? Like, do it myself? Two dime losers. If you have to play hearts yourself. If spades are 2-2, you can make them play for you. Yeah, rough a club at trick 2. 2 spades, inning, and dummy. Since they are 2-2, you're now okay. Yes, I mean, I found this line after you punished me for what I thought was the normal line. What do I do if they're not 2-2? Or is it just like that I should be sad in that case? No. Okay, you're just saying, well, if you have to lead them yourself, you probably won't make it. But if spades are 2-2, you don't have to lead them yourself. All right, well, fair enough. Thanks for the correction, Fred. Kind of an ambitious 3 diamonds here. Its lucky partner has the king of clubs. Yeah, this is... Okay, I know what to do here. So we have 5, 6, 7 tricks outside of diamonds, right? So we only need 2 diamond tricks. But it's sort of hard to get 2, isn't it? Well, actually... This is kind of funny. Like... So suppose that East has ace third or ace X of diamonds. Ace third would be, I guess, the most straightforward issue. In that case, like, okay, a natural thing to do is to win the heart and lead a diamond up to the king, right? The defense wins this, and let's say they attack a black suit. You win in hand, you cash the queen, and then you lose a diamond, and then all the diamonds are good. Anytime the suit is 3-2. But what if East has ace third, and he ducks when you play the king of diamonds, right? Then you'll like, okay, maybe you cross back to hand with a heart, and you lead another diamond up, just in case West has the king, the ace. But then East wins the ace on the second round. And now, when you get back to dummy with the king of clubs, the diamonds are still losers. You need another entry to the north hand. You can combat this by ducking the first diamond. Preventing East from forcing you to use up one of your honors before you're ready, in a way. This isn't free. If West has ace fourth, low to the king, low to the queen is the way to take your 9 tricks. But it's much more likely that East has ace third or even ace X. Technically, if he has ace X and he ducks the king, you can duck the second round and he'll be embarrassed. But you won't find that play. So it's safe for him to duck the first round. But it's much more likely that East has ace third or ace X than that West has ace fourth. So we go for the duck here. Win in hand, very important. And if you wanted to, you could cash a spade or a heart here, but there's no reason to. Now lead a diamond up, and East ducking would not be helpful anymore. We can cash the diamond, and we're going to be making 5 here. No beer, sadly. What does Fred have to say about the fact that you're giving away the contract by ducking if West has ace fourth? You have 7 tricks. You want to get 2 more from diamonds. You try a diamond to the king, very natural. East will duck having ace X or ace third. Yep. And you just won't be able to get any more diamonds. So instead, you have to duck. Win in hand, of course, as I mentioned. And now cross over, as long as diamonds are 3-2. Or if either one has a stiff ace, that's true. He just doesn't mention the possibility that West has ace fourth. Which is the one case, I think, where natural line of leading the king-queen would succeed, but our line would fail. Still, we give up at 1 unlikely holding for 2 rather likely holdings, basically. It's well worth the trade. Moving on to A9. How many are there in A anyway? There's like 30 or something, right? There's so many. Oh my god. 36. Okay. Well, we're obviously not doing them all this video. We're in 6 spades. Oh, and the diamonds are just screaming for an elimination, right? Yeah. I think you just hope that spades are 3-2 here, or that the queen drops singleton. It's tempting to, like, the natural way to play a spade suit like this is to finesse one of the opponents for the queen. And that way, if they have queen third, then you lose no tricks. And if they have queen fourth, well, you lose one trick, but then maybe you can get the diamonds right after that. However, I think it is better to just play the king and then the ace, basically. Or ace and king, doesn't really matter the order. If the spades are 3-2, which is the most likely thing... Oh no, I have a spade loser, right? But I can arrange that whoever wins the spade has to lead something that's going to make them feel sad. Right, an elimination like we saw a few deals ago. Whoever has it is going to refuse to ruff here. Yeah, so... But I can say, fine, now you must win your spade, and please lead me something nice. A diamond. So I found the queen without having to get lucky. I did need the spades 3-2, but if after 2 rounds of spades you find the suit is 4-1, you just continue spades, and then you fall back on guessing the diamond. And you didn't even give anything up, because, like, if spades were 4-1, you were always losing a spade no matter how you played the suit. Well, you did give something up, I guess, because if you guessed spades right, you could win 3, and then... No, the elimination wouldn't work, because you'd be out of spades. Yeah, so you don't really give anything up. This is just... Anytime the contract can be made, this makes it. Is that correct? Is that correct? I don't think so. Because it could be 4-1. In which case you have to guess diamonds. But I don't think there's a way to avoid that. So it's as good as any other line. There's nothing else you could do that would be more likely to succeed. Yeah, you have to not lose both queens. Yeah, don't take any finesses. Cash the ace-king. They follow, and you're home. Yep, okay, I already said all that. I guess I wanted to see whether he would say anything about what to do if the suit is 4-1. Yeah, he'll be end played. And if they don't ruff, you can exit with a spade to end play them yourself. If spades are 4-1, then knock out the spade and guess the queen. And indeed, you should guess that whoever was short in spades will be long in diamonds. Sure. If I had had to, I would have found that, but I didn't have to. Yeah, we'll maybe do 1 through 10 in this first video. 6 spades, which means this will be the last one. 6 spades. Not much information from the defense. This is a very recognizable spade holding. It is in the textbooks. And I assume that's going to be relevant here. Yeah, we have no losers outside of spades. So we just need to make sure we don't lose 2 spade tricks, right? And my recollection is that you're meant to run the 9 or 8. I think you can also lead up to the 9 or 8. And both of those are fine. Why does that work? No, that doesn't work. If you play low to the 9 and the 10 wins, then you have to cash the ace or king next, and you'll fail if you misguess which opponent has the queen. What you're supposed to do here is lead the king and then run something. That way, whichever opponent has 4 cards in the suit, you retain at least 1 honor after them. And so you can cover, well, exactly 1 honor, I guess. You can cover whatever they play. If they had 4, then you lose 1 trick to them. And if the suit was 3-2, then you can lose this trick to anybody you don't really care. And you'll just cash the ace on the next round. Yes, this is a famous safety play for 4 forfeits. If you can afford to lose 1 trick, you cash the king, and then you can run the 8, or if you happen to be in the other hand for some reason, you can like lead the 3 towards the 8. It's the same thing. The suit was 3-2, so we can win the ace, and we'll be fine now. I'm kind of surprised he didn't make the suit 4-1, actually. Maybe it was to show you that even if that you don't lose anything by taking this safety play and you're still making. I don't know. So let's hear Fred describe the safety play with a diagram, which is much easier than with me making you visualize the cards, because I can't just like put whatever I want on the table. That's what this is helpful for, is you get the diagrams. Only possible losers are in trump suit. You can guarantee only 1 spade loser as long as spades aren't 5-0. Of course, with any 3-2 trump break, you just have to play the ace and the king on any 2 of the first 3 rounds. But you cash the king. And now here's the diagram. It's saying, well, okay, for example, suppose West has 4 of them. Now you run the 8 or 9. And if East shows out, okay, we're going to lose a spade to West, but only 1. If West shows out, you can fly in with the ace and lead up to the jack. You still lose only 1. There you go. So that's the first 10 deals of Bridgemaster Advanced Section A. I don't know what the word. It's not section. It's something else. Group A. I don't know. We might keep going through the advanced ones, but I think it'll be fun to at least look at some expert ones next time. That'll certainly be harder for me. No guarantee I'll get them right. And I got one of them wrong today, right? A little embarrassing. Still 90%, not terrible. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.